All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in to the WTCF podcast. It's Charlie here hanging out in the basement, and I wanted to talk about last week's intention. And it's also being the start of 2024. So, kind of doing a little bit of both. So, jumping into the intention, it is actually one of my favorite quotes that I've returned to a lot. I think about this one all the time. And it's from Oliver Queen. So, he is the Green Arrow within DC Comics. And he has a phrase where he goes, This, this is who I am. This this is what I am come hell or high water, because if I deny that, I deny everything I fought so hard to be, right? Or everything I fought so hard for. I like to change it into, um, or I deny everything I fought so hard to become. So the person that I wish to be, the things that I want to go out and do, because sometimes I think it's like, what am I fighting for? It's like, it could be stubbornness or something kind of like a little bit more of a negative connotation. So I wanted to be able to kind of address that as like, well, what am I trying to become? And I don't think anybody willingly wants to be a bad person. So I think if I phrase it that way, like who I want to be is usually going to be a better person than I am now. So I recognize that I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to move forward from it. So I've been using this ever since my very first days of teaching yoga. I think this was my second intention ever used. The first one I ever used, you're stronger than you think you are. Trust me, I've seen it. That's from Superman. But I believe it was my second quote was this is who I am. And yeah, every year I do like coming back to it. And I think it's a really good way to start off a brand new year. And speaking of a brand new year, a lot of times people will use the new year to say, new year, new me. Basically, say, I'm going to change everything about myself right now. And it won't happen. I'm sorry. It won't. Um, because a lot of times that's so much work to be done that we just abandon it. When things are overwhelming, we usually seem to stop. So instead of thinking it as new year, new me, it can be new year, slightly better me. Set something small, something to move towards, and you'll start to find it a little bit easier. So whether it's like, what, I want to be more active. Didn't say workout. I want to be more active. You know what? I want to eat better. So what is better, right? Still going to have some garbage once in a while. Still going to make some mistakes, but again, recognize I'm trying to get a little bit better. Um, that's where the big mistake lies, where you try to change everything. So people get into the new year like, I'm going to work out 12 days a week and I'm going to eat 6 calories and it's going to be my year. And 2 days into it, they feel like they're dying because they push so hard and try to change too much that it's overwhelming. But this is a really good opportunity to like kind of recognize who you want to be and then take small steps in becoming that person, taking time to reflect on the things that you wish to be. So had a really good weekend, thinking about the intention, and had our game on Sunday. So I got the option or privilege to coach Little Lightning from 3 to 5 year olds. So it's just they run around and go nuts. So it's a brand new year, slightly better me. And my niece is playing in this one. So I'm super excited to be able to play with her and teach her some of the game of soccer, even though I'm not the biggest soccer enthusiast. People think I love soccer. I grew up loving basketball. Soccer was just here. And I started to enjoy the process of teaching and coaching and doing all that other work. I really enjoy it. So that's what this is. I enjoy the mentoring and learning because I want to be a little bit better at those things. So I talk to all the parents as the thing starts up, and I go, every single kid is going to cry, every single kid is going to laugh. Pretty much can guarantee that, right? But what I will go ahead and try to promise my best is that they'll take a nap, right? I'm just going to just run them into the ground. They're going to take a nap. I had two kids sitting. I was like, I'm tired. I go, that's wonderful. Like, I'm glad because you're working really hard, right? He goes, yeah, I'm playing really well. I was like, good. You have a few more minutes. He goes, I still need to sit here. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give you 1 minute. I'm gonna check up on you. And you come back. And then during my actual game, my 245 game with the U12 group, one of the kids actually came back and said, hey, I thought about your intention that you told me. This is who I am. This is what I am. And I think it gave him a little bit more confidence within himself because he was very forward with saying that. It's like, I feel better thinking about it, like who I want to be. It's like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm really glad and happy for that. And the team played incredibly well. I do not care about the score during any of those games. It's recreation. If you're worried about the score, go play travel, pay more. I'm not here to teach you the game so you win. I'm here to teach you how to play the game and enjoy it. This is rec. This should be fun. You can go ahead and compete and not make it a big deal. It's super fun that way. So as we get into our new year and you're spending time thinking about your resolutions, or thinking like you need to go ahead and do something completely different, if you do that, you kind of deny everything else you fought to become. So all the other stuff has less meaning, meaning like, what was all the other stuff for then, if only this? So recognize that we can make these little tiny changes and just kind of direct our path ever so slightly. And then over time, it becomes something all on its own, right? Completely different, everything that comes along with it. Start small. Don't worry so much about changing everything. If your idea was to eat healthy and for 4 or 5 days you ate really healthy, cool. The next 4 or 5 days, you should try to eat really healthy too. You worked out 3 of 7 days. All right, next week, 3 of 7 days, you should put in the same amount of effort, if not more, than what you just did. If it's an hour-long workout, work out for an hour. Maybe your intensity ticks up. Maybe you go a little bit longer, a little bit further. So you give yourself some additional opportunities to just find out what is going to be the best thing for you to move forward. Set a plan on who you want to be. Who are you? What do you want of this existence? And see if you can become a little bit better. Because I'll leave with this last note. I think about this one a lot. 1% a day compounded over time becomes a very, very big number. So I tell people, 1% a day, and like, I'll be 365 times, 350% better. It's like, no, it's not 3 times better. It's 37, 38 times better, because it continues to build on the last one and on the last one and on the last one. So you get a little bit further. It's not the same lockstep. You get a little bit further. You get a little bit better, a little bit more efficient, a little bit more knowledgeable. You get way better at it. And you don't need to spend every single day, pushing that exact 1% to be 37. You don't have to be 37 times better. Push yourself enough to become a little bit better. Just a little bit better. It'll build very quickly, but you got to start. On that note, good luck.